celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio. Here are your hosts, Hal Abrams and Judy Francis.
1-866-405-8405. That's the number to connect here at Animal Radio. Grab your animals, bring them on around the radio. We have ours, Ladybug, the studio stunt dog, recovering 2 weeks out from luxating patella surgery. She had a trick knee. That's what they call that in layman's terms. And she had that fixed. What is the procedure actually called when they fix that, Doc?
It varies. There's a lot of different types of surgical steps that they can take, but it kind of depends whether it's a groove procedure or a lateral advancement. So there's actually a lot of different
They actually
steps
didn't have to do a lateral advancement.
No.
They didn't have to do a
She
groove.
tore the ligament, I guess. Ripped it.
Something that goes over the knee.
She tore her patellar ligament, which is kind of a little different variation on that. So, yeah.
Well, she's doing fine now. She looks
good.
Like it's hard to believe.
I'm not doing fine. I'm the one that has to try to keep her down.
She is
That's
a little
the hard
bit active. That is the problem. And we don't want to sedate her or anything. We don't believe in that. She's running around. Today she's taken a couple of calls already, and we just need to let her relax a little bit.
It's like that other guy that I was listening to with his dog. When she walks, she uses a leg, but if she's in a hurry, she picks that fourth leg up and takes off on 3.
That's why they were given all those extra legs. I've actually seen patients. I've seen a patient with 2 legs be able to run, and it was amazing the feats that animal can overcome. So, yeah, 1 leg doesn't bother them.
Amazing. Hey, we're going to go back to the phones here in just a second here at 1-866-405-8405 if you have a medical question or you want to talk to the animal communicator Joey Turner or Joey Villani or Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard. Now's the time to dial. You have a brand new addition to your household. You have Boss. How's Boss?
He's a delight, but boy, has he got a personality, man. Oh. I keep changing what I think he is. My DNA test is still out. I'm still waiting. And at first I thought he was part Dachshund and Shih Tzu, and now I'm thinking it's Chihuahua and Shih Tzu because he is all bossiness.
Yeah.
But he's fun.
Is he bossiness with people or with other dogs?
Just with the other dogs, with my 85-pound Labrador. He grabs his huge Kong toy and stands over it and goes, and just basically says, "It's mine, don't touch it."
And how many pounds is he?
7.
Yeah, your first small dog.
It is, and I'm loving this small dog lifestyle. Sitting him on my lap and petting him, and I feel like I've missed out. I love my big dogs, but it's a new world when you switch over to the little guys.
Well, you should bring him in next week, if you will.
I'd love to see him.
We'd love to see him. Stacey Cohn working hard in the newsroom. What's going on?
Well, I think the saying was as strong as an ox, but how about having your heart be as strong as a bear's? Research has found a brand new treatment for an abnormal heart rate in a very unlikely place. And it involves a bear. I'll tell you about it coming up on Animal Radio News.
I notice there's been a lot of bear stories in the last few news weeks.
Bears.
Also on the show today, the real poop scoop on pet sitting, creating financial freedom, playing with pets. It's a brand new book by Bonnie Best, and Bonnie will be joining us in just a few minutes to tell you how you can make lots of money. Yeah, she says, well, she doesn't say, but Vlade says that there are some people that make up to 6 figures.
All the time, especially in the area where I live, in the SoCal and Newport Beach and, in Orange County, this is the norm.
Jeez.
Vlade's actually teaching his kid to be a pet sitter instead of following his footsteps of a trainer, but a pet sitter because it makes more money.
And this is interesting enough. My son is right now is trying to develop his business as the pet sitter. By the way, yes, he goes not in the dog training right now, but in the pet sitting field.
That's on the way here at Animal Radio.
Hey, Hal. Today I also would like to talk about 3 things which is driving me nuts.
What's driving you nuts, Vlade?
3 things.
What?
Oh my gosh, when I come to my client's home and they start to ask me those 3 questions, what's driving me crazy. Number 1, I want my dog to bark, Vlade, because I tell them no barking policies. Those people, and most of them Europeans, because you see in Europe, if the dog bites someone, come on, you give some vodka or something, and you're done with that, And the barking, they say, I want my dog tell me if somebody's here. Listen, people, most of you don't live in Moscow or in Detroit or Santa Ana here in California where the gunshot like a doorbell.
celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio.
I'm Hal Abrams.
I'm Judy Francis.
Are the phones ringing?
They're ringing off the hook.
Who do they want to talk to today?
Oh, gosh, we've got everything. We got calls from dogs that won't poop outside to cats that are feral, so it just varies.
Okay, so we got Dr. Debbie here. She's answering those medical questions that you might have about your animals. Those behavior ones like the dog pooping outside, those are for Vladi, the world famous
we give
Russian dog.
Vladi answers a poop call.
He can fix those pretty fast.
Yeah, you can.
If you want to talk to animal communicator Joy Turner, she's here and present. And groomer Joey Villani, also here. Well, not actually.
Yeah, I'd like to know where he is.
He should be here. And he hasn't texted me this morning, so I hope he's okay. Joey, if you're listening to the show now, call in.
Get
please.
your butt here.
Stacy working on news. What do you got going on?
Well, the city of L.A. is really trying to save money. They're doing things the old-fashioned way.
Yeah?
They've hired goats.
Goats?
They've hired goats to mow the lawn. I am serious. At $1,250 an acre. I'll tell you all about it. Coming up on Animal Radio News.
1-866-405-8405. Let's hit the phones right now. Hi, Laura.
Hi.
Did you need to talk to Dr. Debbie?
Yes, I sure do.
She's right here.
Hi
All
there.
right. I have a young male cat. He was my neighbor's. He was born at my neighbor's house, and he was wild outside. And I kind of coaxed him over to my house, and I put one of those La Bistro automatic feeders with some automatic water because my husband and I are gone for a week at a time. And and he pretty much kept showing up, and about 2 months later, I told my husband if he's still there, we'd go ahead and neuter him. So on our vacation, we had him neutered, and I brought him into the house for 2 weeks, and then I put him back out when we left. And then it's been kind of that way ever since for about another 3 weeks. So he's only been neutered about a month. But I'm having kind of some issues with him. I have like Jekyll and Hyde thing going on. When he's inside, he's real friendly. He'll lay down, let you pet him and everything else. But the minute I put him outside, he doesn't want anything to do with me, and it's hard to get him back inside. And I was kind of wondering, I try to coax him in with wet food, but he's kind of gotten the hang of that and is not real interested. And I'm kind of wondering, is this something that'll slowly over time go away with just keeping doing the same thing? Or I'm just kind of lost. I have this cat with two personalities.
Okay, so I want to be sure I'm clear. Now, since you've gotten him neutered and he's, you're back into the regular routine of things, does he come into the home and is he in kind of good spirits and kind of like a happy cat at sometimes?
Yeah, once I get him inside, he is. But this last time, I had a real hard time getting him in the house.
Okay.
And my neighbor's cat, who's male, he comes in all the time and, he'll eat the food, and that kind of brings my cat in. But that's the only way I've been able to get him in is manipulating him to come inside.
Yeah.
But he's inside for 2 or 3 days while we're home, and then he becomes just a normal cat. But the minute I put him out, he goes right back to being afraid, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and this is truly the tale of two cats here because we have two different environments that this kitty's come to know. And outdoors, it's an unpredictable environment. He's got to watch his back. He has to behave as a different kitty in that environment versus in the indoor setting. Now, not every cat can make that transition. It's kind of interesting from what you're saying that he does acclimate within a course of a few days and that he does well indoors because a lot of kitties that are just truly kind of stick to their feral roots, they don't always quite kind of cozy into the whole house cat scenario. So for me, I don't know that I would expect him to behave like an indoor cat when you see him outside. The trick truly is in winning the hearts of feral cats and cats that are fearful of us is food. And it can be tough if he is outdoors and he has access to other food items, whether they're moving, crawling, running, or other kibble items outdoors, because the food motivation is somewhat diminished if he's already been fed and he's already satisfied. So if you control the food and don't have that feeder sitting there, then you have a direct correlation to happy feelings for kitties. Most cats love to eat. They enjoy it. It's a fun experience. So if you are the link that brings that enjoyment to him, that makes you a better thing in his world all the way around. So ditch the automatic feeders, be his personal food resource, and use that to the best of your ability to make him hopefully enjoy the setting that you're asking him to. And if he doesn't enjoy it, I'd say you got to respect his wishes and what he wants and what he's looking for in his life. So I don't know if are you looking to turn him into an indoor kitty long term? It doesn't sound like your lifestyle is going to be that.
Right now, we're, like I said, we're away from the house for a week at a time, so I really can't do much with him. When my husband and I come off the road, hopefully in a year or so, then he would be in a lot more, probably about 80 or 90% of the time. He's young, so I was kind of hoping, and he's really cute. He's really sweet, so I was kind of hoping I could make his inside experience lovable. It's really hot where I live, and it's we have air conditioning. I was hoping that would entice him inside, and he'd have to live outside while we're gone. And I've been taking his cat box and putting it out in the yard, emptying it out in the yard so he smells his smells, and trying to make it more inviting.
Yeah. And, that's the great thing with, the indoor cat experience. It can be tough to make it, as wonderful as the outdoor experience. So you want to make sure you're also giving him some good other opportunities for when he's indoors. I mean, you're a great thing. The food's nice inside and he's got shelter, but you also want to not let him be bored. So if you have a little cat condo that you can sit by a window, you have a little kitty patio, interactive food toys are great to keep them busy and keep them active and not just being a couch potato cat, if you will, when he's indoors. Because if he enjoys that activity outdoors, he's not going to want to give that up. So there's got to be something that we can best stimulate his outdoor environment. One other tip I have as far as for, making this fellow really want to come to you for food, in many cases, you can train cats, just like dogs, to clicker training. So you can train them either to a bell or to a clicker when the food call comes. So when the chow comes down and you set down that food, you ring a bell or you click a clicker, and that helps to be that audible alert. And just like good old Pavlov, who trained those dogs when they heard a sound that they were going to eat, your kitty will learn that same sound relation to the food. So that might be one other way to get your appearance as something that he gets excited about when you're coming around. So hope that's of some help for you there, Laura. And
all right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for your call.
1-866-405-8405.
Hi, this is Emmylou Harris on Animal Radio. Please spay and neuter your pet.
Animal Radio is brought to you by...
New from Bayer Animal Health. Advantage 2 quickly kills fleas within 12 hours. Canine Advantage 2 for dogs only repels and kills ticks, fleas, mosquitoes, repels biting flies, and kills lice. Both products are waterproof and kill all flea life stages. Advantage 2 and Canine Advantage 2 are registered trademarks of Bayer. Provide your pet protection from biting pests with an easy once-a-month application. Advantage 2 quickly kills fleas within 12 hours on cats and dogs. Canine Advantage 2 for dogs only repels and kills ticks, fleas, mosquitoes, repels biting flies, and kills lice. Advantage 2 and Canine Advantage 2 are waterproof and kill all flea life stages. Advantage 2 and Canine Advantage 2 are available at your veterinarian or favorite pet specialty retailer and are registered trademarks of Bayer.
Celebrating 7 years as the finest resource site for aging dogs, cats, and their owners, SeniorPetProducts.com provides the latest news, information, and products for the life of your pet. At SeniorPetProducts.com, you'll find everything your aging pets need. and our friendly support staff ready to answer your questions. New customers enter promo code SAVE25 on our homepage or at checkout to receive 25% off your entire order. The most trusted authority on all things senior pet. SeniorPetProducts.com.
This is Judy from Animal Radio. For months now, I've been telling you about the Stella and Chewy's dog food. Now I want to tell you about their cat food, made with 100% raw meat. And just like all Stella and Chewy's products, these dinners are made without grains, fillers, artificial preservatives, colorings, sugar, or salt. They come in 4 flavors: Chick Chicken, Super Beefalicious, Charming Chicken and Beef, and Yummy Lickin' Salmon and Chicken. Visit their website at StellaandChewy's.com. That's Chewy's, CHEWYS.com.
Join Fido Friendly Magazine and North Shore Animal League America as they team up for the 3rd annual Get Your Licks on Route 66 National Mobile Adoption Tour, sponsored by Protection One, Animal Radio, Adopters Advantage, and American Mudagrees Club. The life-saving tour kicks off September 7th and travels across the United States to raise awareness of the importance of adopting a pet from a shelter. One lucky pup will be featured in an upcoming issue of Fido Friendly Magazine. Log on to animalleague.org or fidofriendly.com/blog to learn more.
One 866-405-8405 to connect with anyone of the Dream Team right now. You want to talk to Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, or Dr. Debbie, groomer Joey Villani, animal communicator Joy Turner, or Susan Sims. She has very good news today about something going on in about a week.
Ooh, I like good news.
This time of year, if you know about the Route 66 tour. Kicking off this time in Los Angeles, all the details on the way. And Stacy Cohn working hard in the newsroom. What's going on?
Well, coming up, I've got a list of some of the things that can really be dangerous to your pets. And one of them, believe it or not, is macadamia nuts. They can actually cause your dog to become paralyzed. I'll tell you all about it coming up on Animal Radio News.
Denise, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Where are you calling from today?
I'm calling from Indiana.
Indiana. Have you ever been to Indiana, Vlade?
No, but I heard it's a very beautiful place. Hi, Denise, you're with me, and I just heard that news, and I was thinking, you know what I think the most dangerous things to the dog, for untrained dog, is the cat, you know? Because it's bad enough, cat is, no, it's good enough that cat is a good exerciser for the dog, but if the cat runs... Okay, you know I'm joking. But, you know, if the cat is run and dog is chased, that's going to become a big problem. Denise, how can I help you?
Well, we have a 5-month-old English Bulldog that we got about 9 weeks old.
English Bulldog, right?
He refuses to poop outside.
Mm-hmm. English Bulldog, okay. Yes. Not the Mastiff. Okay. No. Because, but English Bulldog, for everyone who's listening to me, 3 best breeds for the family with the little kids. English Bulldog, Bull Mastiff, and Boxer. Go ahead, Denise.
Well, she just refuses to poop outside. I take her out before she eats and after she eats. At the beginning, we finally figured out with the vet that she had some issues with chicken, and we changed her food, and she does her business while she walks. But sometimes she'll go immediately. As soon as she can be away from you, seems to be when she goes, and she can get to carpet.
Okay, Denise, I'm sorry to tell you, you probably also would not appreciate if somebody watching you while you're pooping. So the same things the dogs do. We have to respect their privacy, and I'm sure you have a fenced backyard, don't you?
No, I do not.
Yeah, that's a little bit problem. Here is, but I really appreciate you kind of girl straight to the point. You know, sometimes I'm here long life story before the people, and I still don't understand sometimes. I mean, it's 5 minutes people talk, I don't understand what they're talking about. They believe that I need to know, they believe their situation is so unique, Denise. They don't know the Vladi is the master, the dog trainer who comes to the people's home for 30 years now, and in 5 countries around the world, on top of 7 years of learning animal behavior and working with dolphins and wolves and monkeys in Musk University. So for me, the thing which you ask me right now, and I'm so appreciative you're calling, because, you know, it's like you asking the brain surgeon to put the shot in the dog butt. So the situation which you're having, it means very easy. It means I can help you. It means I just need to give you one secret, and you and your English Bulldog is going to poop outside. Are you ready?
I am so ready.
Cool. Okay. So, Hal, what are you laughing at all the time when I'm talking? I'm not trying to be funny. It's just happening. Every time when I open my mouth, people laugh. It's kind of naturally, I guess.
I wish I could do that.
Before you
no, you cannot. Body. Yeah, plus you don't have this accent, so it's not going to work for you. So, you see, I'm not afraid about the time because my producer already looking at me because I can tell that little thing which that lady doesn't do in 5 seconds, Judy. So don't look at me like that.
Okay.
Okay. So here's what you need to do. Just the simplest thing. I want you, at least for 1 week, to create the Russian boot camp or a German gulag in your house. What I mean, it doesn't sound good, I understand, but it's a simple thing. I wish I could tell you English bulldog. What is his name?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin, please! Please! Poop outside! Mom doesn't want you to poop inside! But nobody can do that. Even its own mother can know. So we just can recreate those old habits. Tell me, Hal, just straight to the point, Larry.
Straight to the point.
Okay. No, okay. I'm I've been trying.
I know you're enjoying. You're enjoying me. I know, as many other people. Sometimes I come to the clients, they don't even want to train dog with me. They just want to talk to me, show me some, give me tea, or just talk about their life stories.
They actually tip you, don't they? When you're done, they give you a little $10, $15 tip. Yep.
Exactly. In Newport Beach, oh my gosh. Do you know what in Newport Beach, California? It's a very unique place. Most people here, like a falling from the moon. There's that attitude is. But anyway, here's what I wanted to do. I want you for 1-2 weeks. Every time when you go outside, make sure attach to your dog long line, like a clothesline, so he would not feel the weight, almost like string. You could. I understand it's gonna get dirty, but you know what? You can disconnect it before getting him in. But all what you need to grab somewhere and pull him and step on it so he would not run away. So I want to make sure that he doesn't feel you are too close. Number one. Number two, I want to keep him moving. English bulldog, they are like a big babies. They don't want to move. And once you get him moving, especially in the cold weather, in the morning, the muscle is going to relax itself, and he's going to poop. But here's what could happen. No matter what you do, he will not poop. And here's what I want you to do. He goes back in the crate. And I don't care if for the 2 weeks he's going to be or in the crate or he's going to be with you outside. All what it takes, my dear Denise, to catch him 2-3 times while he's pooping. As he's pooping, good boy, and you got to tell him, go potty, go poop, go poop, go poop, go poop. He poops, good boy, high pitch, and you give him treats. 2-3 times he gonna poop from the time on, and don't even clean it up for the few days. It's very important to leave it there. But remember, and I want you to hear me well, for 2 weeks he did not poop. He goes inside in the crate. If you want to supervise him, that's fine. Let him supervise. But if you supervise him, or if he's in the crate in 20 minutes, take him, or 30 minutes, or 1 hour, take him back outside and ask him to poop and play with him. Play. After go poop. He didn't poop, back in the crate, back and forth. 3 times he poops, he will poop from the time on. And thank you for calling us.
She poops in the crate.
If the dog poops in the crate, you gotta get a very small crate. No, I'm thank you for calling me.
Sorry.
Very small crate, plastic one, so he could not get up. Once he cannot get up, like he needs to not to get up. He can get up, but he should feel the ceiling, like back in the Soviet Union apartments. So he should feel it. If he feels the ceiling, normally plastic crates that way, you done it because he's not gonna poop. Remember, you have to do whatever it takes so he would not poop in the crate. Just be creative. It's simple. I've done this all the time. I do it all the time. It works.
Okay.
It works if you work.
My problem is they said, but we had a wire one, and I had a...
No. Plastic one. Denise, send me personal email. My website is SoCalDogTraining.com. SoCal, I've been told by my kids, whole America knows what the SoCal, so I'm not going to tell you how to spell it. Plus, if you're asking Russian how to spell, it's just asking how cat to swim. Thank you for calling me.
1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Dream Team. Let's take another call for Dr. Debbie. How about that? Dr. Debbie, and we have Henry on the phone. Hi, Henry.
Hi. I have a kind of a geriatric old black cat. He's my favorite cat. He's getting kind of old there. And I noticed that he has a patch on his rear side that doesn't seem to ever heal. And it gets bigger, and he bites at it all the time. I noticed, though, that it kind of recovers, never fully, when I give him his flea drops for the month.
Okay, so it gets better when he is treated for his flea treatment.
Yeah, the family actually thinks that it might be dust mites, but, you know, I wanted to get the official doctor. Yeah, it looks bad, but it gets better around the periphery.
Okay. Well, definitely, you know, fleas actually are the number one allergenic material for cats. So when they have skin disease and they're chewing and scratching, approximately 80% of the time it's flea allergy disease. So that's the number one thing. So if the flea treatment seems to be helping, yeah, that could be part of the thing. Now, whether or not it's mites or something microscopic, you know, possibly. Is this an indoor kitty or an outdoor kitty?
Well, it's an indoor and outdoor kitty. You know, we're trying to get him to. We have a big house. You know what I mean? We can't. He likes to run. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be inside, but you know he gets in and out. You know.
Okay. Just because, you know, for an older cat that's indoors, mites aren't terribly common unless there's something else going on. So when they're immunosuppressed or some other disease process is going on, and then maybe we can have a mite problem. But, you know, actually, skin disease in older cats can even occur with health problems like diabetes and thyroid problems. So if this is a geriatric kitty, it might be well worth a trip to the vet to make sure we don't have something like that going on. And then really focus on some of the skin treatments that we might try beyond the flea treatment. And those might include certainly types of hypoallergenic diets that we can try using. And for some kitties, it's really a matter of making sure that all the ins and the outs are good, that we're on a good quality diet, we're doing regular grooming procedures, and then, you know, checking out things like even arthritis in older kitties. It's a subtle, silent problem that they don't often complain about, but I do see cats groom themselves excessively in the hindquarters areas when they are having pain down there. So it can be one of those kind of things that you don't always know about. And cats aren't like dogs. You know, they don't often show like that limp, that gimp with arthritis. And it really has to be detected by an x-ray to see if they've got spinal problems or hip problems. But a little treatment with some glucosamine might be a trick to try as well to see if your kitty is having some of those aching joints that comes along with old age.
Okay, thank you so much, because that excessive licking and that description, how he's moving, does sound kind of like, you know, you get key points even without being there.
Well, good. Hey, reaching across those radio waves to help our listeners. Thank you so much, Henry, and give your kitty a good scratch on the head for us. Thank you for your call. This is Dr. Debbie with Animal Radio. We're waiting here at 1-866-405-8405.
God, you're good.
Hi, this is Betty White. All us animal lovers love Animal Radio. Please help every way you can to make life better for our animals.
Animal Radio is brought to you by SeniorPetProducts.com. As your best friend settles into middle age and shows signs of slowing down, SeniorPetProducts.com is there to help your senior pets live to the fullest with thousands of products for the life of your pet. SeniorPetProducts.com.
This is an Animal Radio News Update brought to you by Pets Life Oral Care. Now there's a healthy and natural solution to prevent oral disease in your pet with no brushing required.
I'm Stacy Cohen for Animal Radio. Want your heart to be as strong as a bear's? Well, research has found a new possible treatment for an abnormal heart rate in an unlikely place. Bear poop. Yeah, I told you, unlikely. A chemical in bear bile. It's a fluid that aids in digestion, may regulate the heart's rhythm in people who have had a heart attack. This is according to a recent study by Imperial College in London. While cell phones are often cited as a big distraction to drivers, they aren't the only thing that can steal away the attention of somebody behind the wheel. A recent survey from AAA and the pet travel product manufacturer Kurgo shows that how dangerous it can be to be on the road with your dog. More than 45% of the respondents say that they've had their dog with them in the car at least once a month for the past year. Most say that they've taken their mind off the road to pet their friend, and many say they reach into the back seat to interact with the dog as they head down the road. They also take their hands off the wheel to hold their dog when they're braking. Some let their dogs sit in their lap as they drive. Usually those little yappy dogs do that. Others admit they've actually taken their hands and eyes off the road to snap photos of their dog. Needless to say, driving with your pets, you just need to use common sense and keep both hands and eyes on the wheel and the road. Nestle Purina is voluntarily recalling a limited number of 3.5 and 7-pound bags of its Purina One Vibrant Maturity 7+ dry cat food from a single production run, and they shipped it to customers in 12 states in December 2010. This is being done because some of the bags of the product have been found to be contaminated with salmonella. If you'd like to get the recall numbers, please go to our site at animalradio.com, and you can find the UPC code and the production code and the by date on the back or bottom of the bag. Well, they're doing it the old-fashioned way in L.A., a scrubby patch of land in the middle of downtown in L.A. Not much to look at, but in the span of a few days, the weeds on the patch along South Hill Street have gone from a few feet tall to mere inches, thanks to a herd of goats. Yeah, they hired goats to gobble up about 15 pounds of grass, and they've become something of a sightseeing attraction in the downtown area. Using goats to clear roadsides and public lands of brush and weeds, that's hardly new. Our ancestors have done it, but usually they tend to work far from downtown, of course. In Southern California, where wildfires are a constant threat, municipal governments have increasingly moved to hiring goats rather than relying on weed whackers to clear dry land. It saves money, and it's better for the environment. Environmental land management charges an average of $1,250 an acre for their goat service. By now, the fourth year that the goats have been used to clearing this steep hillside, it's known as Angel's Coal, and they've become a summer tradition. I'm Stacey Cohen. Get more animal breaking news at animalradio.com.
This has been an Animal Radio News Update brought to you by Pets Life Oral Care. Our pets can show signs of oral disease by age 3. Pets Life is the healthy and natural solution with no brushing required. Visit petslife.com. That's pets with a Z.com. Did you know that 80% of dogs show signs of oral disease by age 3? And the cost to fix these issues can be up to $1,000. Now there's a healthy, natural, and affordable solution. And no brushing is required. Pets Life Oral Care breaks down the plaque and tartar that leads to gum disease and bad breath. To avoid those large vet bills and keep your pet healthy, call 888-453-4682. That's 888-453-4682. Or visit petslife.com. That's pets with a Z.com.
It's Animal Radio, celebrating our connection with our pets. 1-866-405-8405. It's toll free to talk to anyone of the Dream Team. I believe we have a call for Joy Turner, and it's Pamela. Hi, Pamela. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
What's going on?
Well, I have 2 dogs, one in particular that she's showing odd behavior, and we can't not figure out why. She barks uncontrollably. She seems just different. And the other one, he kind of found us during the storm last year, and we cannot figure out what's happened to him.
Okay, Pamela, so tell me the dog's name.
The first one would be Roxy. She's
Roxy is a girl?
odd behavior.
And Roxy is a girl?
Yeah.
And she's the one that barks uncontrollably?
Yeah, for no reason, just barking at somebody or just like to get attention, but I'm not sure why.
Is that a new behavior for her?
No, it's not new, but it's becoming increasingly more.
Okay, and tell me what kind of a dog Roxy is.
She's a boxer, and she's rather old.
Okay, well, the first thing she tells me is that she thinks that the barking is quite natural for her and her kind of dog, which would be boxer dog. That's a thing that you're going to need to have some kind of other training. For instance, Vlad would be able to help you more with some things that you could do to actually get her to be trained to stop barking. But generally, what I suggest is to, first of all, thank her for what she's doing, and then you need to try to redirect her to doing something else. And what she shows me is she sees a lot of things that she thinks you don't see, and I think some of these things are in her mind. She has a little bit of kind of like doggy dementia happening here.
That's possible.
And so I would actually go have my vet check her out first.
Okay.
To see if they can find something that they might be able to medicate.
Okay.
That's the very great suggestions. I would just also add, just give your dog job to do. Just give her physical and mental job instead of her just jumping out of frustrations and because she is jobless. Just exercise her, get her run back and forth, chasing something, be involved in this. After put the collar on leash and get her in the same area where she barks and just do simple exercises. Let's go, sit, stay, calm down. You will not believe how relaxed she will be and how kind and calm she will be. And after that, just provide her some toys, chew toys, play toys, so she could be redirecting her attention on that things. And if you've done everything and beyond, and what the Joe Turner told you, and nothing works, just correct her. And the best correction would be just using the device by name Pet Convincer. Just Google it, and that's it. And that's a really easy solution.
You can also teach her tricks, Pamela, because boxers are incredibly intelligent.
She's about
so teach her tricks to do and redirect her with the tricks.
We can do that. Do you have time for Lucky?
Hal?
Go ahead.
Lucky,
so what's the next one?
And lived in our, we got hit by a tornado, and then 2 months later he came and lived in the pile of wood that we had stacked up from where our house used to be, and we coaxed him into the house. But I cannot understand his behavior at times. I don't know what past he's had. If he was abused or a show dog or...
Tell me that one's name.
His name is Lucky, and he's an Australian Shepherd.
And what behaviors are you seeing that you're not understanding?
Well, he seems afraid at times, and other times he'll jump up on my bed and he hovers over me like a dominance thing, but not in an aggressive manner.
I can tell you from the connection I have with him, he's not being dominant. He is so terrified. His brain is still living back in that tornado.
Okay.
So he's afraid because he thinks at any moment the same thing could happen, and it was so incredibly terrorizing to him. I can't even use a word that's strong enough to tell you how terrorized he was.
I can imagine. So,
and when he's over you, he's kind of a protective kind of a guy when he's out of his fear. So he's still afraid, but he's trying to protect you is the feelings that he sends to me. So I would work at helping him become less fearful. You can use things like homeopathy. If you have a good veterinary homeopathic person in your area, you could use them, or you could check with someone that has flower essences. You probably don't want to medicate this dog, because if you medicate him like Prozac or whatever they tend to always give dogs now, that's going to make him worse because he's going to be dulled, but his fear is going to be increased.
I see.
1-866-405-8405 to connect with animal communicator Joy Turner. Also, Vlade, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, helping you with your most vexing dog issues. Joey, are you there?
I'm here, Al. I'm here.
Where are you, man?
I'm in Sin City right now. I'm in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas?
Hey!
I heard it's Las Vegas is the scamming capital of America. Is it true?
The scamming capital of America? Well,
yeah.
They scammed me here.
Well, are you there to see Rod Stewart tonight?
You know what? I am going to see Rod Stewart.
Hey, that's
Absolutely.
not... You didn't tell me.
Oh, my.
I would have
Well,
gone.
you know, every time I try to make plans with you guys to go to Las Vegas.
You see, what a crappy piece of cell phone crap he has. What's the deal? Do we lose him?
I think so.
We lost him. Someone
Oh my gosh.
Get him back. Get him back on the phone there.
But we got the point.
Yeah, he's in Las Vegas to see Rod Stewart.
See, he says he's having a bad cell phone connection, but you and I know that he's having too much fun, so he probably hung up.
Well, we all know.
Maybe he was drunk.
We all know that because he's a big Rod Stewart fan. In fact, one of his tattoos, if you didn't know this, he has a tattoo on his back, which is a picture of Rod Stewart. And you see a lot of tattoos on Joey Villani, but you don't know about that one on his back.
Of Rod Stewart?
As soon as I knew Rod Stewart was going to be in Las Vegas.
So that's what you're doing. You're giving away my secrets now, right?
I'm giving away your secrets. And, of course, Joey Villani brought to you by Pet Stay, a unique program for guests and their four-legged friends at Flamingos, Bally's, and Harrah's Resorts in Las Vegas. Pet Stay includes a food, the water dish, the sleeping mat, the dog treats, and specialty room service menus. More details at Caesars.com/PetStay Las Vegas. Now, I'm thinking you got your dog there, too, right?
My dog's ordering room service on the other line. That's why I'm on the cell phone, because the dog is using the hotel line to order up room service.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, so you'll be back next week, is that correct?
I'll be back next week with bells on there, baby. You can't keep me away.
Okay, there you go. Joey Villani checking out Rod Stewart tonight at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace. Tickets start at $49. They go to $250. You're a big Rod Stewart fan.
Yeah,
hey, there's people already lining up. I'm looking at it. People lining up to go to this show already.
You want to be up front, don't you,
yeah,
big guy?
I had a dream about him that I was married to him.
Let them know that you know me, and maybe you will get, ahead of the line, without seeking.
I'm going to have him sign my chest, okay? So, and then I'll take a picture of it and send you.
There you go. Joey Villani, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be back next week here on Animal Radio to answer your phone calls as well as give you a tip. Thanks, Pet Stay, for sponsoring Animal Radio and sending Joey Villani to Vegas.
This is
Animal Radio.
Concierge Desk, this is Amanda. Yes, I can recommend a great place for a walk.
Flamingo, Bally's, and Harrah's Las Vegas are rolling out 4-star treatment for our four-legged friends. Our new Pet Stay program includes in-room accommodations for up to 2 dogs, food and water dishes, sleeping mat, dog treats, specialty room service menus, and more. The dog days are here. Book your stay at Caesars.com/PetStay Las Vegas or call 800-427-7247.
What's super cool in pet carriers? The Zazuka. It rolls. That's right, on wheels. And it's not just 2 wheels. Zazuka has 4 wheels that are double stacked to glide right over curbs and upstairs. Furry friends can catch the view through the soft mesh sides in the front window. The frame is so sturdy, you can sit on it. And the whole thing can be secured with a standard seatbelt while you're in the car. Check out Zazuka at Zuka.com. That's ZUCA.com.
When I went looking for a quality allergen-free dog food for Roscoe, a friend told me about Canine Caviar. Being a born skeptic, I examined every ingredient and, most importantly, made sure it drove our dog's taste buds crazy. Here's the lowdown. Canine Caviar is holistic, allergen-free, with raw dehydrated meats, herbs, fish oil, and flaxseed for health and joint support. Good food for Roscoe from a company I can trust. Ask your pet store for Canine Caviar. Learn more at caninecaviar.com.
This is
Animal Radio, baby.
Dogs or cats, horse or emu, animals are people too.
What's Japan's most popular dog? The Chihuahua. Thanks to a series of TV commercials featuring these tiny little dogs, people are going crazy for these lovable lap dogs. The bad news is the desire for a Chihuahua is so great that breeders can't keep up with the demand. And that's creating a problem involving Chihuahua abductions. After breaking into homes across Tokyo, dog snatchers can sell a stolen Chihuahua for over $2,000, leaving behind many grieving owners. As breeders catch up with the demand, it's thought the Chihuahua abductions will taper off. But in the meantime, owners are keeping their lap dogs in their laps. I'm Britt Savage for Animal Radio.
Animals are people too. Animal Radio.
Look at my teeth. Don't they look white?
They look so shiny.
They look
and
white
clean.
and shiny. I'm using the same stuff that Ladybug the Studio Stunt Dog uses on her teeth.
Really?
And that's the Tropiclean gel. And it tastes good.
I know. You and Joey like playing with that gel and squishing it between your teeth. I saw you two on break.
I got to tell you, well, at first, and it might sound weird, first of all, but as soon as I saw how clean Ladybug's teeth were, then I said, okay, this is something that I want to put in my mouth.
Try it?
I would try it. I usually try everything my dog uses anyway.
Yes, you do.
I think that's their food. Got to try their food, make sure their food tastes good. And
I remember there were some biscuits or cookies that you turned kind of green from. They didn't agree with you.
Yeah, and I never gave those to my animals.
You know, a funny thing is I do that very same thing.
That shows the sign of a good pet parent when you try the items before you give them.
That's my theory.
That catnip toy, I'll tell you, I'll roll around on the floor for hours with that darn catnip toy. You know who we have on the phone with us is our top dog from Tropiclean, Derek Cassabaum, who's, and if you might remember just a few months back, we were entering Ladybug in the Tropiclean Fresh Smile Best Smile Contest.
Best Pet Smile.
There were a lot of great pictures, and they've actually gone through all of the rounds, and now they're going to be picking a grand prize winner, so I figured we'd get Derek on the phone. Hey, Derek, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
How you doing today?
I am fantastic.
Bring us up to speed now. We have, how many rounds have we had that you've selected winners from each round?
There's 6 of those rounds.
6 rounds. So out of those 6, one of those will get the big grand prize, yeah?
That's right, and you can actually go online and do the voting yourself.
I like it when you put it into our hands to do the voting.
That's right. You can go on, go on the website, look at the different dogs, and you get to vote. Everybody gets to make their favorite choice.
Okay, and what will the grand prize winner get?
Sure, they're going to get $1,500 donated to their favorite charity.
Good.
And they're also going to get $1,000 of Tropiclean products for free.
Wow.
Wow.
And I understand there's also a Sony high-def camcorder in there, too.
That's right. That's right.
The website to vote for the grand prize is probably the tropicleanbestsmile.com website still, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so I'm going to put that website over at animalradio.com just in case you're driving and you can't remember. It's tropicleanbestsmile.com. And how long do we have to vote? And how many times can we vote?
Sure, one time. Each person can vote once, and you have to the end of August to vote.
Go vote right now for the 6-round winners and pick your grand prize winner. tropicleanbestsmile.com is the website. Derek, thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
We have more Animal Radio on the way.
Hi, I'm Victoria Jackson, and you're listening to Animal Radio.
Well, today is definitely one of those days in Central California where you look out the window, and we are looking out the window, and wish we were outside. It's beautiful, and as soon as the show is over, we're going to load up the dogs and the cats and all the animals and take them out. Another one for Dr. Debbie. We have Gina on the phones. Hi, Gina. Welcome to Animal Radio.
Hi.
What's going on?
I've got I told your receptionist that he's about 2 years old. But
okay, tell us all from the beginning. Tell us all from the beginning, because we know nothing over here. The receptionist.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
What?
I acquired a small kitten. He was born outside, and I took him in. Now he's 3 years old. I had already had another cat, an adult cat, at the time we got him, and his name is Buster, the one that I'm concerned about. He's the orange tabby. The other one I had first is a Siamese. He's 5, I think he's 5 years old. Now, when we got this kitten, Buster, he got attached to the older cat, which is Connor. Now, Buster's a very nervous cat. After he was about a year old, my husband and I went on the road as truck drivers. So, we brought him with us and our older cat. We stay out about 6 weeks at a time. When he's on the truck and we happen to get up and go back to the sleeper, he gets down. If he's asleep, he wakes up. he'll get down off the bunk and he'll go over there and sit by his food. It's like he's guarding his food. That's what we take from it. When I have water in the bowl for them, he seems to want to splash it out with his paw or move the bowl. So, of course, the water's being spilt while he's moving the bowl, and then sometimes it will he'll turn it over.
Okay.
I don't know his purpose for all this. I know it's a certain behavior. I don't know if I need to, do something or what. I don't know.
All right. So is he spilling both the water and the food?
No. The water gets splashed out in the floor, and he'll move the water bowl out farther into the walk area.
All right. Well, kitties can be very different in how they approach water. Some cats truly like it to be active, and they don't really like still water. And one of the greatest inventions that they came up with was the cat drinking fountain. Those little automatic automatic water dispensers that keep recycling that water, moving it. Some cats just need that movement to get excited about it. And that might be one thing to consider for him. When he's pawing and flipping at that can be his way of making it a game, making it fun, and maybe killing a little bit of the boredom that can be from being in confinement there. So that would be one great thing that I'd recommend for you there. Now, if he's pushing bowls around and we're worried about making messes, kind of a way to try to find a common ground here is to give him, maybe a water fountain, maybe give him some food dispensing toys, the kind of toys that will spill out food so he can actually kind of have a little bit more of a game about the food. And then maybe that activity will be less directed towards the food bowls, and you can actually have him become more of a play activity. The next thing I would consider trying is actually some of the little baby bowls, for kids that sit at high chairs and, push the bowls and the food hits the floor. They have those little suction cup bowls, and you can get one of those and secure it to, say, like a tray or some kind of larger plate, and then that will be one way to keep that bowl affixed and keep that from moving around when the call to play comes along. But you got to give them some outlets. You got to give them things to do, or cats just get bored. They just don't have the kind of personalities.
Oh, and he's a player too. He likes to play.
Yeah. And, I guess, I might even tap into Joy's resources here with kitties and dancing water and all of this kind of thing. I mean, is it possible that this is just fun and games for him, or he has something else on his agenda?
He actually does like to play like this. So if there's a possibility of you giving him, for instance, water that he could play with, that would be good. And Dr. Debbie is exactly right. He is so bored sometimes. He just doesn't know what to do, so he invents his own stuff to do. So give him stuff that you want him to do.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think of it that way, but that makes sense because of the way he is. He loves to play.
We have one of those here in the studio, too. They think they're a dog.
Well, I appreciate it.
Let us know how it goes. If you need a follow-up, feel free to give us a call. It's toll-free, 1-866-405-8405, to get in touch with any one of the Dream Team here at Animal Radio. Brought to you by Stella and Chewy's. Of course, their meals have been famous for years now for the dogs, 100% raw meat. And their food is made without grains or fillers or artificial preservatives, colorings, sugar, or salt. And now they have a cat food that's just as healthy as the dog food. It is a little more, because cats need a little more protein. They have the chicken flavor, the super beefalicious, charming chicken beef, and yummy licking salmon and chicken flavors for your cat now. And I'd like to send you a Stella and Chewy's sample. If you'd like one, head on over to our website, hit the Stella and Chewy's button, and send us a self-addressed stamped envelope. and we'll send you back a sample of Stella and Chewy.
Yes, let your doctor try it before you buy it. It is very delicious and very nutritious. Delicious because, it's just raw meat and not too much addition stuff. And nutrition, again, because it's a meat, and your dog, especially cat, must have a meat.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
This is
Animal Radio.
1-866-405-8405 to connect with the Dream Team. Stacy Cohn working hard in the newsroom. What's going on?
Well, coming up, I've got a list of some of the things that can really be dangerous to your pets. And one of them, believe it or not, is macadamia nuts. They can actually cause your dog to become paralyzed.
Wow.
I'll tell you all about it coming up on Animal Radio News.
Okay, we'll go to the phones in just a second. All here and accounted for. Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, animal communicator Joy Turner, groomer Joey Villani, and Dr. Debbie All at your beck and call right now. In fact, all the phone lines are lit up. What is that, Doctor?
I got to get Joy for a personal consultation here. I've got a little puppy question for her.
Well, you're going to have to, just like everybody else, you're going to have to get on a phone and call.
You have to call me, Dr. Debbie, so I can arrange it.
No.
Hook me up, right?
Go ahead.
We all use each other. Go ahead.
What's going on?
What's going on?
I guess my basic question was, with puppies, I've had this guy 2 weeks. He doesn't know his name. So when you are communicating for a client, he doesn't know his name. I'm pretty confident that. So if I have a question for you, can you talk to him? Because he doesn't know what you'd be calling him.
I don't use the actual name when I communicate. When you talk to me about him, you give me a thing that is what I call an energy signature. It is like his own private little energetic phone number, so then I can just kind of ring up that energetic phone number and talk to him whether it's the name that you call him or not.
Oh, cool. Well, then you got to help me here. Okay, because this little guy, he is just Mr. Energy, and he is very nippy, very chewy on my big lab. And my big lab is a deer. He tolerates a lot, and he's kind of taken the brunt of things out of the two dogs. I would love these guys to kind of tone it down a bit, and I'm afraid my big guy's going to lose an eyeball because of these little puppy bites that he's sustaining to the head.
No.
So if you can help me facilitate so the little guy boss can understand that I don't want that kind of behavior to escalate, because my big guy, he's just too good. He's just not going to say don't do it. He just is a gentleman.
Okay, and one of the things that by the way, when you call him boss, you send him a very bad signal, so you might want to consider something else. Because he is being exactly what you're telling him to be every time you call him. He doesn't see boss as being his name. He sees it as being like his title, his position.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess I gave him a job, huh?
Yeah, he has a job. You gave him the job of being the boss, and that's what he's being. And he's really pleased that these guys, that he can tell they're bigger physically, but he thinks that he's just so much smarter and so much wiser and so much everything than they are, except for big, that it's just not an issue to him to be the boss. So you might want to first of all consider changing his name to something else that is not boss.
Like not the boss.
Okay.
Yeah. And he doesn't answer to that as a name because he doesn't see it as a name. He sees it, like I said, as a title or a position.
Okay, that answers a lot of questions there. Maybe you can get things under control if you send out that different energy, that different name. So I want you to try that and let me know how that works next week. I like that. East meets West.
Yeah.
All right, and then I may be having to talk to Vladi about other issues too. Jeez,
isn't it great? This is like a little co-op. Oh, we have this radio show. Okay, we're going to go back to the phones. It is toll-free, and indeed, Vlade has a 3-month waiting list, but if you call now, you can get in to talk to him about your most vexing behavior issues, whatever they may be. Animal communicator Joy Turner is also here. Dr. Debbie answering your vet medical questions. Coming up, the real poop scoop on pet sitting. Can you make money pet sitting? up to 6 figures.
Whoa.
My son is right now is trying to develop his business as the pet sitter.
And there's a brand new book, and we're having the author on, and we'll also be giving away the book in just a few minutes. There. You stay away from that book, Judy.
Yeah, I'm taking that one home.
I really love our next guest, who is the wonderful book writer, and I haven't seen the doc on that topic before.
All right here on Animal Radio.
Hi, this is Park Overall. I am just thrilled about Animal Radio. Please, spay and neuter your animals. Please.
Celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio. Here are your hosts, Al Abrams and Judy Francis.
And welcome, my friend, to Animal Radio. It is toll-free, 1-866-405-8405. On the other side of that phone, you'll find Judy Francis. She is screening your calls to speak to either Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, Dr. Debbie with your vet medical questions, animal communicator Joy Turner, or groomer Joey Villani, or even Ladybug, the studio stunt dog, who is back to answering calls. Doing much better this week, by the way.
Isn't she?
Hard to believe she underwent the knife 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And she's already running around.
Bounce back quick. It's hard. Now I got to keep her down. That's the hard part.
Is that the biggest problem is keeping her down, huh?
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that she's in a good mood and back for the show today. Coming up, the real poop scoop on pet sitting. What is this you say? Can you make money pet sitting? Heck yeah. Vladi and I were talking about this in the green room just a few minutes ago, which, by the way, is not green. It's actually pink. But we were talking about how much these pet sitters can make. Up to 6 figures.
Whoa. I'm in the wrong business.
Absolutely. And there's a brand new book, and we're having the author on, and we'll also be giving away the book in just a few minutes if you want to consider that for a career.
Yes, I do.
Oh, absolutely.
Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did, Judy.
Stacy, what are you working on?
So is your dog sporting a few extra pounds? Maybe he's a little chunky, doesn't look as slim and trim as he used to. Well, it's not your fault.
Good.
I'll tell you whose fault it is.
Your mom's.
It's your baby's fault. I'll give you all the details coming up on Animal Radio News.
Let's hit the phones. 1-866-405-8405. Will you take another one, Dr. Debbie?
I am. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Which one? Line 2. We have Randy. Hey, Randy. Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Doing good. Where are you calling from?
Well, I am going eastbound on Interstate 80 through Nebraska.
Wow. OTR?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please don't call me sir. That's my dad. I have Dr. Debbie right here. She can help you. What's going on with your animal?
Well, hey.
Well, I was just wondering, I have a little corgi, a cardigan corgi, and we go to some pretty strange areas. We go off out in the boonies all the time, and I'm constantly worried about, scorpions and snakes and stuff like that. What kind of first aid should I have going? What kind of if she was to get hit by a snake, what should I do?
Good question.
Yeah, and I think every pet owner, especially if you travel, should have some form of a basic first aid kit. And that is going to be mimicking very much what you would have in your human first aid kit, but with some additions. And the things that I want to always make sure in a pet first aid kit we have are not just things like nail trimmers, but also the styptic solution, because broken toenails come up all the time. I see it at animal events that I go to attend. Tweezers to pull things out. When we're talking about things like rattlesnakes, truly the best thing, the best first aid tip with a rattlesnake bite is your car keys. That is the best thing that you can provide for your pet, is to get them in the vehicle and get them to a veterinarian right away. There is nothing, absolutely nothing that you can do in the field that's going to increase their survival better than seeing a veterinarian as fast as you can. That being said, all those kind of things out there that people tell you to do for rattlesnake bites, we don't want to do most of those things. So, all those things that you hear about, cutting it, sucking the venom out, putting a tourniquet on it, putting ice on it, all of those are completely wrong. They will actually increase the rate of the venom affecting the animal.
Ooh.
So what you want to do is keep the pet calm. You want to keep the bite area, whatever part of the body's been bitten, keep it below the heart level. That slows the rate that the venom reaches the rest of the pet. And maybe within that first aid kit, you can have some Benadryl. It won't hurt in the event of a snake bite, but it's certainly not going to be the cure-all that's going to really save them. Prompt veterinary attention is really the best thing for any of these snake bites, which can be trouble. If you're traveling, I don't know if you're out in some of these remote areas, but that's unfortunately is maybe a good directory to veterinarians in the areas that you are traveling through. For emergency centers would also be a good thing to have some points along the road that you can contact day or night a veterinary service.
Oh, okay. So keep the bite below their heart, and just as fast as you can go, get someplace. I knew that cutting it, all that stuff was bogus, but I thought perhaps a tourniquet. But I don't know. You can overtighten a tourniquet. They don't even recommend tourniquets on people hardly anymore.
Exactly. And what the problem is with the tourniquet is that, while it may keep that venom in that area, it actually can enhance the tissue effects of the venom in that particular area, so it can make it much worse. So that's really why we don't want to do that. And, there is a, rattlesnake vaccine out there for pets that are maybe in higher risk lifestyles and areas. It's, it's still out there a little bit in the veterinary community, whether or not it truly helps the survival after a snake bite, because we do occasionally see pets that have had the rattlesnake vaccine that still don't always make it from a rattlesnake bite. So it's definitely not 100%, but that might be even one thing to consider if if your doggy is in those kind of high risk areas and you want to do what you can to try to help them out.
Is there some sort of a timetable that you could give me?
Like how fast to get to the vet?
How fast to get
yesterday?
As fast as you can. We know that use of the antivenin that we use to help counter the reaction to snake bites, that ideally ought to be administered within 4 hours. But truly, within the first 30 minutes to an hour is really, we're talking get to the vet as quickly as you can. So we don't really want to even put a timeline on it. It is that imperative to speed counts. But don't tell the trooper I said that.
Thanks, Randy, for your call. Good question. We don't often hear people preparing or being preventative in their care for their animals. They usually call when something's already happened, and so it's good to know ahead of time if your animal gets bit by a snake. Now, you're out there in the desert, so you probably have all these scorpions and snakes and all that stuff. You probably see that a lot at your practice in Las Vegas.
Yeah, we sure do. Scorpions. Gosh, I just killed one the other day in our house. Well, I didn't. My husband did. But it was big, ugly, and very scary looking. If you get those things moving with their tail gets going rattling back and forth, it's pretty frightening. It makes my hair go up on my body.
Stacy Cohn working hard in the newsroom. What's going on?
Well, coming up, I've got a list of some of the things that can really be dangerous to your pets. And one of them, believe it or not, is macadamia nuts. They can actually cause your dog to become paralyzed. I'll tell you all about it coming up on Animal Radio News.
Also on the show today, the real poop scoop on pet sitting, creating financial freedom, playing with pets. It's a brand new book by Bonnie Best, and Bonnie will be joining us in just a few minutes to tell you how you can make lots of money. Yeah, that's on the way here at Animal Radio.
Dogs or cats, horse or emu, animals are people too.
You smell like a pig. You might not be able to say that much longer. Purdue University scientists are trying to determine why pigs smell so much and how they can make it stop. Their research is in response to growing pressure from federal regulators, environmentalists, and rural residents sick of the stench. Linda and Perry Trader's Indiana backyard is so stinky from a nearby hog farm, they have to stay inside, never using their swimming pool. Scientists are attacking the stink where it starts. Hogs are fed experimental feeds to help change the strong sulfur and ammonia smells they leave behind. And the research is promising. Scientists say that pig farms won't ever smell great, just maybe more like cattle farms. I'm Britt Savage for Animal Radio. Animals are people too. Animal Radio.
Hi, I'm Steve Garvey, and I'm here with my good friend, actor, and pet food guru, Dick Van Patten.
Hiya, Steve. It's good to see you.
Dick, my two dogs have been on your natural balance for years. They love it. They look great. So what's the secret?
It's simple. Our formulas are developed by top nutritionists and based on scientific fact. And then they're made with the best ingredients.
It's just a winning combination.
It is. Just like Russell to Lopes to Garvey.
Thanks for that. Hey, everyone. If you love your pets like I love mine, try Natural Balance.
Why read a newspaper in the age of the internet? Because you take the time to think things through, like your love of animals. You want to know where your voice and donations can be most effective. Animal People is the newspaper for people who care enough about animals to give real thought to how best to help animals. Request your free sample copy at www.animalpeoplenews.org.
Do you have an aging pet? How about a scratchy dog or an anxious cat? The Natural Vet, Dr. Sean Messonnier, recommends Pet Pals vitamins. Pet Pals formulas provide safe, affordable nutritional therapy with noticeable benefits. Pet Pals are flavored, chewable tablets that can be given as a treat or crumbled and mixed in with your pet's food. Give your pal the gift of wellness and longevity. Try Pet Pals risk-free today with our satisfaction guarantee. Go to animalradio.com for your 10% off coupon now.
Celebrating 7 years as the finest resource site for aging dogs, cats, and their owners, SeniorPetProducts.com provides the latest news, information, and products for the life of your pet. At SeniorPetProducts.com, you'll find everything your aging pets need, and our friendly support staff ready to answer your questions. New customers enter promo code SAVE25 on our homepage or at checkout to receive 25% off your entire order. The most trusted authority on all things senior pet. SeniorPetProducts.com.
You're listening to Animal Radio.
Celebrating our connection with our pets, it's Animal Radio. Am I talking to this thing there? I'm sorry. How long have you been doing this?
Yes, Hal.
Debbie has a new dog. Dr. Debbie has a new dog. I'm sorry, I don't address her as Debbie. She told me that the other day. She says, I've gone to school to become a doctor. Don't be calling me Debbie. You call me Dr. Debbie. Then bow down, especially if you have a question. But she's got a brand new dog.
Little puppy.
We'll be talking to her about that in just a few minutes. Ladybug, the studio stunt dog. For those that wrote on Facebook and Twitter and emails asking about Ladybug, the studio stunt dog, her surgery went fine. How much did that set you back?
$1,800.
Wow.
I know. I had to take out a loan. I don't have that kind of money.
Wow.
But she had to get it done. What could I do?
No, you got to do that. There's some breeds that are predisposed to that, and you don't want it to get worse. We thought it was cute. At first she was taking her leg and sticking it out back, especially after she went to the bathroom. She'd stretch it out, and we thought that was just a cute little thing she was doing, a little dance after she goes poo, because, some animals have a special little dance after they go. But it turns out that she was trying to get her ligament back in joint.
Yeah, put her kneecap back.
So there you go. You learn from our mistakes. If your animal's doing that, you might want to have their patella checked out.
Checked out before. I don't know if there's anything they can do before. If it's predisposed, I don't know what they can do.
Have your vet, just tell your vet if you have that situation, and be looking for it if you have one of those small toy breed dogs.
Yes.
Hi, Bob. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Vladi. Great to talk to you again. So here's the problem. We have
Bob. That was a hell, not Vladi. It wasn't my hell. No, he's our main host, so I'm sorry. Yeah, you're with me right now. So, Bob, how can I help you?
Yes, we've got...
You know my style. Start with the question.
Yes. I've got a boxer that continually barks at us while we're sleeping and right in our face. She wants something. We just don't know what. Can you tell us? And how do we stop her from barking?
Oh, my gosh, Bob. If you were the woman, I would kiss you. It's just such a concise way of asking the questions. Now I need like KGB to ask you some surrounding on my terms. Okay, so you have one boxer, two boxers, just quick.
One boxer, two English bulldogs.
Okay, oh my gosh, they're wonderful. They're a great match. And the problems you have with boxers? With one boxer, yes?
Yes, one boxer, right.
And he sleeps in your bedroom?
She sleeps on our bed, gets off and plays with the English bulldogs because they're too big to jump on. The bed's too high. But
if you listen, if you listen, if you listen, now I'm not gonna kiss you because if you listen to me, you know what I'm gonna tell you about sleeping in the beds.
I know.
So she sleeps with you in the bed and she barks in the morning.
Barks in the morning, barks at night when we're trying to sleep. She in our face. Right in our face,
gosh.
she's barking, trying to tell us something, or trying to get us up to play with her. We don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, humans and dogs have a special spike of the day when they have the most energy. This is what you're telling me. It's not the new thing, too, because that's happening once in a while in my practice, this type of a complaint. Sometimes it's at 4 p.m. when the people tell me the dog goes crazy. Sometimes it's in the night. Sometimes it's around 11 a.m. So, interesting. That's the three things happening. So, my approach to that would be double punch with the heavy Russian fist. I'm going to address symptoms and the cause. Remember, any cause for any behavior problem includes yours. It's just three things to look at. Number one, lack of structures or discipline in the dog's life. Number two, not meeting the dog's major needs, which is physical, mental, and social, are not being met in the proper way. And number three, all type of frustrations, pulling on the leash, barking and charging through the window, which is developing, it's called scientifically freedom frustration, which developing all that hyperactive behavior and dog ADD and all this surrounding things. So if you could start with the structures, that structures involved doing physical exercises. And again, if you listen to our show before, I said not taking your dog for 4 or 5 miles walk. I want you to get your dog in the backyard along with those, English bulldogs and make them run. I know it's not an easy idea to make them run, but you can be creative. You can do simple way as far as tossing the balls, and if your dog tennis balls, and if the dog doesn't bring it, I don't care. I have a few of them, and I gotta keep him running back and forth. If he doesn't want to do that, I would check website by name chaseitpettoys.com. Chaseitpettoys.com. This is the way how to play with your dog, like with a cat. It's a live type of the animals. Attach the special stick, and you just kind of, it's amazing, and your dog will get tired so quickly. It doesn't take too much.
So it's called Chase It Pet Toys?
Chase it, like a Chase It, pettoys.com. Toys, plural. Chaseitpettoys.com.
Got it. Okay.
Yep, sorry if I still have a Michigan or California accent, I'm not sure. So, love you. Okay, so that's what I do first. And I would do it before I go to the bed, you believe it or not. I would do it around 10, 9, or 11 o'clock, whatever you go to the bed, almost like 1-2 hours before I go to the bed. And next, I would do some obedience training. I would start with a very simple, teaching the dog walk on the leash without pulling. If you're visiting animalradio.com and see the videos, or just Google Animal Radio Russian Dog Wizard on YouTube, it's gonna come up with a video showing me how I train Akita walking on the loose leash by reversing directions and using very special collar which can be bought. You can buy those collars similar to them in your local store. So it's a very simple, and you don't need to go anywhere, Bob. All what needs to be done in your bedroom, in their living room, family room, and the backyard. And that's the training. Just simple things. Walking, not allow the dog go ahead of you. Focusing on control exercise like sit, stay, and down stay for 1 minute. Sit, stay 1 minute takes as much energy like 1 mile to run. So if you would absorb that physical energy for the physical exercise and mental energy for the mental stimulations, your dog is going to be tired. Tired dog is the very good dog. Tired Dogs sleep well, like a tired kid sleep well. So, I mean, if it's okay, you know, if you want to continue her sleep there, okay. I mean, but if not, if it's going to continue on, I would put her in the crate next to my bed. Eventually, I don't want to use the crate. Don't get me wrong. I would use the dog bed. But, you know, right now, you're going to harass you through the night. That's why, you know, maybe not barking, but still harassing. So I would put in the nice crate, but next to me. So if she doing something wrong, I just slap, not the dog, that crate, as I say, boom, and turn around and gonna get some sleep, because you're alpha. You're not supposed to be bothered by someone, okay? But if you do these things, it's a less likely anything could happen. But if it still happened, that way you have to grab the gun. Not the real one, my friend, but the air one. Google pet convincer. You need pet convincer, and in your situation, you also will need to get high output nozzle. It's a combination, it's two technology in one. It's a spraying air blast, and it's also silent whistle, 2 in 1. Wow. Once address the cause, and it didn't work, I'm sure it will, but if it doesn't, just, you know, push the button, one convincing air blast, that barking behavior will be in the past. Bob, I really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
1-866-405-8405 to connect with the Dream Team right now. And let's take another call for Joy Turner, animal communicator extraordinaire Joy Turner. And we have BJ. Hey, BJ, welcome to the show.
Hi, Joy.
Hello, BJ. How can I help you today?
Well, you've talked to Bo before, and we were in, he's just been off his feet. He don't want to get in the truck. He's just acting like, Mom, I just do not want to get in there. I'm not sure if it's I've had too many people in here early this spring, or if he's mad at me because we were in a truck wreck the other day.
Okay, and Bo is a dog or a cat?
Bo is my boss. My boss to a rat.
Okay. Oh, he gives me such a big sigh, BJ. He says, and I think it has to do with the accident, he says he just is not so sure that truck is safe for us to get into anymore.
That's what I was afraid of.
So I'm going to make a couple of suggestions for you. Just put him into the truck and sit there for a while. Don't do anything. Don't even start it. What you're trying to do is basically reorient him to the fact that the truck is safe. And you do that in little steps. So you put him in there, you let him sit in there, you may play with him or feed him or something like that, so that he gets to associate good things again with the truck, then turn it on, do the same kinds of things, get him in and out often, so that it isn't such an, oh my gosh, I have to be in here forever and I'm not afraid, or I am afraid, so I'm not feeling safe. And then maybe you turn it on and drive a few feet or around the block or something. So you have to watch his reaction so that he's not freaking out about it, and help it be easy for him and fun for him to be in the truck again. And then you can build up to longer distances like you need to when you're driving.
Well, see, we were in the wreck, and then we got dumped into a motel that night, and we got put on the second floor where we were going up and down elevators.
Yeah, that whole experience was just so traumatic to him. He never wants to do it again.
I don't either. And I've been trying to tell him, this was an accident and we're not doing this. Everything is cool.
Okay, well, you're going to want to keep listening, because I'm going to talk to you about some things. Last week, one of the tips that I gave to you was about the word not, and to stop using it, because we create pictures in our mind as we talk, and there is no picture for not. So when you tell him we're not going to be doing this again, the energy is a negative energy, but the picture is we're going to be doing it again. So I would use words that are more accurate for him, which would be things like safe. We're safe in the truck. The truck's going to be good. That happened once in a lifetime, and our time is over now, so from now on we're going to be safe. Those kinds of things that are positive, actual, what he will be experiencing instead of what he's not going to be. Okay?
I've been trying to tell him, I took the truck in, I had her checked over, everything is cool.
Yep, and he doesn't get most of that, BJ, so he just needs to know it's safe. That's the word he needs to hear. Okay?
He just clings to me, and I had the feeling it was from the wreck, that Mom got the truck yesterday, and he got smoked again. Like, is she here again?
Yeah, he just needs to know he's safe, so keep using that word for him, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thanks for your call. I'm glad to hear that you're okay. Definitely. We need all the listeners we can get. 1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Dream Team right now.
This is an Animal Radio News Update brought to you by Pets Life Oral Care. Now there's a healthy and natural solution to prevent oral disease in your pet with no brushing required.
I'm Stacy Cohen for Animal Radio. Well, put that baby away. It's making your pet fat. New research reveals that pet obesity grows in households that have a new baby. Why do our furry friends pack on more pounds when a newborn arrives? Well, 78% of new parents said their dog was free to gobble up food that was dropped from the baby's high chair. Who wants to sweep and mop up? You've got a dog. The dog's like a human vacuum. It eats it in 30 seconds and then licks the floor. So it's what? It might be a little sticky, but who cares? It's clean, right? 65% admitted that they had less time for dog walks or didn't feel comfortable bringing the dog during baby stroller walks. Merrick Pet Care of Amarillo, Texas, they're recalling a single lot of their doggy wishbone pet treats. It's item number 29050. They are recalling them because they have the potential to be contaminated with salmonella. You can check our website, animalradio.com, for the exact UPC code and the numbers. Hey, if you get stressed out easily, you may be a cat person. Researchers from the University of Texas at Austin, they discovered that cat people were, as a group, 12% more neurotic than dog people. You know what? I would probably agree with that 100%. I have no neurosis, and I own 3 dogs, and guess how many cats? 0. I know. Don't throw that at your radio. All the cat people are getting up right now. They're very upset. Everybody loves their pets, but sometimes you can love them to death, and not in a good way. Here are some things that could be harmful to your pets that you probably didn't realize. And I want to thank Pedigree Pet Foods for this list. Well, a lot of times you don't think about it. You're just sitting there eating a raisin and you throw one to the dog. Well, that's not a good thing. This is a problem because when eaten in large amounts, grapes and raisins can cause renal failure in dogs. And it's safe to say you should never season your dog or cat's food with soup mix. Like with grapes and raisins, a small amount of either of these things won't cause harm. But if they get into the French onion soup, there's enough onions and garlic to cause anemia, and that can destroy red blood cells. And when it comes to Hawaiian delicacies, your dog may love a little bit of the pig roast, but stay away from the macadamia nuts. Surprisingly, macadamia nuts can cause his dogs to become paralyzed in their hind legs. Fortunately, it'll go away in 12 to 24 hours, but there are no long-term effects. It can just be pretty scary for your dog not to be able to get up. It would be scary for me if I could. You know that feeling like when your feet are asleep and you try and walk and you stumble all over the place? It's not good. Chocolate, everybody knows, chocolate products can essentially be seen as amphetamines of the dog world. They can cause your dog to vomit, get diarrhea, and become hyperactive. And in large doses, they can be very poisonous. So if you would like a complete list of some of the other dangers, you can always go to animalradio.com.
This has been an Animal Radio News Update brought to you by Pets Life Oral Care. Our pets can show signs of oral disease by age 3. Pets Life is the healthy and natural solution with no brushing required. Visit petslife.com. That's pets with a Z.com. Did you know that 80% of dogs show signs of oral disease by age 3, and the cost to fix these issues can be up to $1,000? Now there's a healthy, natural, and affordable solution, and no brushing is required. Pets Life Oral Care breaks down the plaque and tartar that leads to gum disease and bad breath. To avoid those large vet bills and keep your pet healthy, call 888-453-4682. That's 888-453-4682. Or visit petslife.com. That's pets with a Z.com.
I've ever seen Vladi the world famous Russian dog wizard dance before or do any kind of Russian jig until today.
That was pretty interesting.
That was
wasn't it?
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was. I didn't realize you're quite the dancer there.
Yeah.
You know what? Today I'm on the run, and plus I really love our next guest, who is the wonderful book writer, and I haven't seen the dog on that topic before. It's really inspired me.
Pet sitting? You were telling me that there's some pet sitters that make $600,000, $700,000 a year.
all the time, especially in the area where I live, in the SoCal and Newport Beach and, in Orange County. This is the norm.
Okay, the book is called The Real Poop Scoop on Pet Sitting, Creating Financial Freedom, Playing with Pets. Sort of like what we do. We like to play with pets all day long and get paid to do that. Bonnie Best, the author, is joining us. Bonnie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
So tell us, how did you get into this? Was this, did you have a real job and then decide to do pet sitting? What was the transition?
Come on, Hal, this is the real job she's doing right now. But
seriously, Hal, this is the best job now.
Well, yeah, what happened was I was a veterinarian technician, and my husband was in the Air Force, and we had planned to open a boarding kennel when he retired. And the long story short is I met a pet sitter at the veterinary hospital one day, and I didn't really realize you could make a living at this job. So after talking to her and getting some statistics and hearing her story, I thought, well, it would really work out better for me to be able to stay home or be at home when my daughter was home from school and work my schedule around her, other than being, at work and being called into work and things like that. So that's how I got started in the business.
If I could ask you 3 things which would be your advice would beginning pet sitters would never make those mistakes. What are the 3 mistakes you've done and you would do it differently right now if you would start it again?
Actually, for me, it seemed to be real natural. What I would say to people that I see are the 3 mistakes is, number 1, a lot of people think, it sounds like a really fun little job and how cute it is. So the first thing I would do is find out really what pet sitting entails and the responsibility of it. And then also the hours that you're going to be working. That's a big misconception on a lot of people's part. They really think they're going to work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
It's when everybody else is off playing.
Exactly. So I have a lot of girls that work for me, and they find out right away that, this isn't really what they love the pets. That's not the problem. It's actually when you're expected to be around for your customers, and then they want to take off, and you just can't do that. Holidays and weekends are your big working time.
I remember, tell you one secret. When I just came to America, Bonnie, I could not even say hi, how are you, whatever. I just said, what do you do? And did not understand even the answer. So I started like a pet sitter. And I was sleeping with the dogs overnight. I sometimes was driving to some rich people to adjust a condition because their dog's supposed to be, like this type of temperature at this part of the time. In Michigan, it's very cold, for instance, and even turning the TV channel from one to another, what they told me their dogs like to watch.
Yes. The customers, you have to cater to them, and do what they want. As far as sleepovers and things like that, the best thing about this career is you can have whatever kind of business you want and offer the services you want.
Sure.
At the beginning, I tell people, do whatever you humanly can to cater to your customers. I used to do a lot of sleepovers, and now I don't do them myself so much anymore. But you do have to cater to your customers, and I think it's really good when you can show your customers that you will do exactly what they want, like putting on a TV station or music, whatever, to keep their pets happy, because ultimately the human has to be happy to continue using your service.
Is there money to be made in this?
Absolutely. That's why I named it The Real Poop Scoop.
Okay.
Is because the real scoop was that I was doing this, and I found out people just thought I was doing something fun on the side, and my husband was taking care of me, and, people couldn't make a living at this. And one day my husband said, do you know how much money you're making? I was making about as much as he was at that particular point, and I still wasn't really working 40 hours per week. Yeah. I just really wanted to make a little extra money to help my daughter go to piano lesson and ballet, and I didn't want to be at a regular job because I couldn't cater to her. I really wanted to be home with her. And then once she got in high school, I started thinking, what am I going to do now? And I thought, well, it's all I really know, and why not try and take it to the next level? And the average pet sitter today makes about $48,000 a year. So if you're a stay-at-home mom or a college student, you can bring in the extra money you want or make it into a full-time career. I have to say, I had a lot of time off in October and February,
Where are you going,
then I worked
Judy?
like crazy from November 15th to January 5th, you know.
I'm going to go put
How much you
charge?
Hold on, guys. How much you charge per visit? I'm just wondering. I want to compare with California because my son charging $50 per visit.
Oh, my goodness. I need to move to California. You know, it is relative to where you live. I charge in my area $18 a visit today. Now, there's a girls that still charge between $13 and up to Scottsdale. I mean, it could be $25.
Okay.
I'm
going to give away 10 of these books right now.
Nine, Hal. Nine. I need one.
I'm afraid you won't come to work next week.
I know. I'm going to go make some money.
Okay. It's called
read that book and move to California. That's what my advice.
Yeah. Well, you know, the funny thing is I was working for my veterinarian friends, and that's what they said. They thought I'd be back in a couple months, but I was making more money than I could as a veterinary technician, and I'm still not back to work, and they tease me.
The real
And you're getting
scoop.
to do what your heart loves to do instead of having to go to some other place.
Oh yeah, and
dictated.
I go and play with pets all day. I mean, yeah, there's responsibility and there's some cleaning and all that stuff, but basically I am just with pets all day long, and you know, I wear jeans and my tennis shoes, and I don't have to get all dolled up if I don't feel like it. And
I send my son. I send my son to work in the pet store for the few days, and oh my gosh! After that, he turned around and said, "No way, I got to do it my own." And from that time on, he's
well, and it's so different when you're in their home.
If this describes you and you'd like a copy of the book right now, be one of the first 9 callers. 9 callers.
At
1-866-405-8405 to pick up on the book. Now, if you don't get through today, you can get this book where? Pretty much anywhere online. Can you go to therealpoopscoop.com?
Yes, you can order it through the website, therealpoopscoop.com, or you can just get it right on Amazon. You can order it, it's available as a Nook book at Barnes & Noble's, and you can order it through Barnes & Noble's. And also, Amazon has it on Kindle, and of course, like I said, through the website, realpoopscoop.com.
Hal, put one book for me, please. Put it right now.
Yeah, and one for me too, Hal.
Okay, well, you guys are going to have to go online to get your books, just like everybody else, or go to your... can you get it at a bookstore? Can a bookstore order this book?
I know Barnes & Noble's can.
Okay.
I'm not sure about some of the other ones.
And we'll put her information over at animalradio.com. I got to say, I've seen a lot of books like this, but not like this book. This is a much better... a lot of them cover the same topics, but not like this. This is very well done. Probably my favorite pet sitting book that I've seen so far. The Real Poop Scoop on Pet Sitting. Create financial freedom playing with pets. We're going to play with some more pets and answer your calls next, right here on Animal Radio. Thanks, Bonnie.
Thank you so much.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-850-4516. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats whether they run or not. Donate your vehicle and you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-850-4516. That's 1-800-850-4516. 1-800-850-4516.
Feels like time's running out. Collection calls are coming every day and you're 2 payments behind on your mortgage. You need help. We're Credit Card Relief, and we've been helping people just like you for nearly a decade. Call Credit Card Relief right now. The consultation is free and the relief is real.
Call 866-800-5252. Not available in all states. That's Credit Card Relief. 866-800-5252. 866-800-5252.
When I went looking for a quality allergen-free dog food for Roscoe, a friend told me about Canine Caviar. Being a born skeptic, I examined every ingredient and most importantly, made sure it drove our dog's taste buds crazy. Here's the lowdown. Canine Caviar is holistic, allergen-free, with raw dehydrated meats, herbs, fish oil, and flaxseed for health and joint support. Good food for Roscoe from a company I can trust. Ask your pet store for Canine Caviar. Learn more at caninecaviar.com.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
Hey, Alan, welcome to the show.
Yeah, my name is Don.
What's going on, Alan?
Yeah, my mom's dog was following my mom yesterday, like vacuuming. And my mom was vacuuming yesterday, and her dog got something in her eye, and the dog died.
And the dog died?
Oh, in the dog's eye.
Oh, in the dog's eye.
Yeah,
oh, my gosh. Okay. I misunderstood there. Okay. And so what is the doggy doing right now?
The dog is, try to, get something out of the dog's eye. It's not getting out. And my mom is wondering what should she do to get it out.
Okay. So he's rubbing at the eye, scratching at the eye?
Yeah.
Okay. And is he squinting in it and holding it closed?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The first thing I'm going to tell you is that anytime a dog has squinting in the eye, that means there's pain there. So there's discomfort. So my best recommendation is to get him evaluated by a veterinarian because we want to make sure he doesn't have any kind of abrasion on his eye, which would be termed a corneal ulcer. So that's the hard thing. When you have a squinting eye, you can have that from pain of any sort. But an ulcer can be very serious. So we don't want to delay that and do home care if we're in that level of discomfort for the eye. Now, certainly in the short term, the things I would do in any emergency kit for people at home with dogs, when we're talking about eyes, I want some contact saline rinse that you would use for your family members that might have contacts. You can use that as an eye irrigating solution to loosen things that might be under the eyelids or any kind of particulates, any kind of dust or anything like that might be in the eye. That's perfectly safe for dogs to use that. Now, that being said, you can also use things like artificial tears that are also sold in the contact lens aisle. Refresh brand tears is just one of the types of tears that you can put in to help kind of make the eyes feel more comfortable. But that's a short-term thing. If that baby's eye is red, squinting, and we're uncomfortable, you really need to get the baby into the veterinarian, and very likely we'd want to do something called a corneal stain. And it's a type of a stain technique that we put this dye on the eye, and it helps to outline any kind of scratches or ulcers that could be on the surface of the eye. If we have something like that, there's a certain regimen, certain type of treatment that needs to be done. So that's why it's so important to see your vet if we're in that kind of category of things. And definitely I'd say at this point, you said this is already the day later that the eye he's still squinting?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say, that would definitely be a timeline that I'd get the baby to the veterinarian. I just don't there's some situations where it's good and there's a lot of tips you can do at home, but there's that point where we cross the line where we are maybe not doing the best by them if we're delaying seeing the veterinarian. And I'd have to say this warrants a call to get the baby in. So
go to your vet.
Tell your mama that I said.
Gotta go. Thanks for your call, Alan. 1-866-405-8405 to speak with any one of the Dream Team toll free right now.
This is
Animal Radio.
Animal Radio is brought to you by Natural Balance Pet Food, the finest food you can buy for the health of your pet. No matter which line of Natural Balance Pet Food you choose, you know it will truly be the food for a lifetime. Visit www.naturalbalance.net to learn more.
Hi, this is Anne-Marie Lucas from Animal Precinct and the ASPCA, and when I'm not out busting bad guys for abusing animals, I am home listening to Animal Radio.
3 things which is driving me nuts.
What's driving you nuts, Vlade?
3 things.
What?
Oh my gosh, when I come to my client's home and they start to ask me those 3 questions what driving me crazy. Number 1, I want my dog to bark, Vlade, because I tell them no barking policies. Those people, and most of them Europeans,
Really?
because you see in Europe, if the dog bites someone, come on, you give some vodka or something and you're done with that, And the barking, they say, I want my dog tell me if somebody's here. Listen, people, most of you don't live in Moscow or in Detroit or Santa Ana here in California where the gun shot like a doorbell. You live and those people live in the gated communities, You need to know KGB, almost like KGB. You can't even get in. And they're complaining about if somebody gets in, if somebody will, if your dog, all dogs who bite, they start to bark. That's the first step. Barking creates a very bad energy, unhealthy energy, which turns into the drive, and eventually your dog will bite someone. So dogs have a natural instincts, most of them do. Do not allow them to bark. If you allow them to bark, you're looking for trouble. Number 2, you tell them, you got to exercise your dog. Oh, I exercise my dog. Well, what are you doing? Well, I take my dog for a walk for 3 miles. I don't know whether people got this idea, probably by watching Cesar Millan, which they sincerely believe the only dog has is just taking them and run, and the rest of the things that falls into place. No, my dear. You can take your dog, especially if it's crazy lap, a golden who can be running all day in the field, comes back to you, look in your eyes and just say, what I'm going to do next, you know. You can take that dog for the 5 miles straight. You will be about dying. Your dog is not going even to be warm up. You can exercise your dog very easily in the privacy of your balcony or in the privacy in your backyard, and you don't need even to break the sweat. Get a few balls, tennis balls or sticks, and make your dog run back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, without stopping, with constant changing direction and speed. It takes just 5-10 minutes, 2 times per day, you're done. But what you really need to exercise your dog mentally, do something with the dog's brain. 1 minute sit-stay takes as much energy as 1 mile to run. If you make your dog walk with you, next to you, slightly behind you, for maybe 500 yards, that's all what she needs, because she's thinking through the process. You know, and the last thing is, when you talk about obedience value, they say, oh, and especially when the dog bites, they don't see correlations. They say, yeah, my dog, I want to stop my dog from biting. I want to stop my dog from this, for that. And when you tell them, well, your dog needs to be obedient. Oh, my dog listen me. Most of them. And my answer is, yes, but not in the time when you needed it most. In the time when you needed it most, the dog is gone. And that's all the dogs do. They listen us when nothing else to do. If something better than listening you, people, you know, I mean, the squirrel is running. You can use American cheese, Russian kielbasa, vodka, whatever comes first, but the dog will still chase it. This is because the dogs don't have reinforced obedience training. Reinforced obedience training is to teach your dog to do something in the time when they would rather not. Remember, the only difference between okay trained dog and perfectly trained dog is perfectly trained dog is the one who trained around the distractions. That is why all my clients tell in other people who they know, if your dog hasn't been trained by Vladi, your dog hasn't been trained at all.
Let's go train another dog right now. Toll free. It's 1-866-405-8405. We have Jimmy on the phone. Hey, Jimmy. Welcome to Animal Radio.
Hey, thanks.
What's going on?
Well, the wife has recently acquired a small dog, an inside dog, and was using the training pads to train him to use the bathroom. And it's got to where he doesn't want to use those pads. He wants to go off in different rooms of the house and places like that.
Okay, Jimmy, here is the quick solution to you. You know, I'm not going to, it doesn't take PhD to teach your dog where to pee. You know, if you listen to our show, we just recently interviewed one person, and the hell asked such a simple question: how stop the dog from jumping on someone? Oh my gosh, it was about probably 5-10 minutes. I was listening. I was thinking maybe I have something English problems. You know, sometimes you translate something. I didn't even understand any of the answer. I didn't even hear the answer. But this is the simple things. You're driving in the right direction, just in the wrong car. Using pee pads, that's okay. But the only thing you need to do, just add to your routine. Or crate your dog, and when the dog is not crate, bring in that area. Or the better off, allow your dog to train on its own. And how to do that? Create the running pen, it calls. Go to the local pet store, very inexpensive, $40, $45, or maximum $60. It's worth it to get like a pen, like a metal play pen for the pets. And for the little dog, work like a magic. Make sure 2/3 of that play pen would be pee pads. Keep your dog there all the time on another side of the of the empty spot, put a dog bed or crate, something, toys, put it. The dog not going to pee there. They're going to naturally pee there on the pee pads. Eventually, you will move the pee pad, do smaller and smaller, and clean, opening the space with special products like a simple solution, One Shot Plus, Natural Miracle, whatever you can get from your local store. And eventually, you will need to take this pee panties off, and your dog will be trained. Thank you for calling us.
That's all we have time for. Remember, you could get in touch with us all week long at 1-866-405-8405. We have a voicemail attached to that phone number, just in case you don't want to be on the air and you have a question about your pet. Or you can email us. All our individual email addresses over at animalradio.com. Or you can just send it off to your voice at animalradio.com. We'll get it to the right place. We'll see you next week for more Animal Radio right here on this fine station.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Talk to you next time, guys. Bye.
Good job.
This is Animal Radio
Network.